The officer tossed a prisoner's hat into the slaughterhouse. As the man bent down to pick it up, the officer casually shot him dead. Later, realizing they hadn't executed 5 prisoners yet that day, the officer ordered another Jew to be brought in. He told an old man to balance an apple on his head. Before the man could even react, the officer fired, blowing the old man's head apart. The next prisoner knew there was no escape. He took a bite of the apple, pretending not to hear the command. Furious, the officer raised his gun. But just then, a small boy started reciting a German poem, believing the child was an Aryan sympathizer. The officer spared both the boy and the man, though they still suffered a brutal beating. To the Nazis, Jews were treated as less than animals. They even built drainage ditches in the slaughterhouse to handle the blood. Every belonging of the dead was stripped and exploited. Such cruelty became a daily routine inside the camps. In fact, the dead were often luckier than the living. Those too old, weak, or young to work were thrown alive into the crematorium, burned like pigs on a spit. Those still able to work labored themselves to death for nothing more than a bowl of watery soup. Realizing survival was impossible this way, a group of prisoners plotted to escape. They found an old man who had escaped Soviet prisons 3 times, but he didn't understand the cruelty of the Germans. Before any real plan could be made, he was betrayed by another prisoner. The Germans killed him with a shovel blow to the head. The remaining men lost all hope. Desperate to survive, they worked harder than ever, even ignoring the small boy who once saved them. One man, after showing exceptional performance, was reassigned to lighter work. Consumed by guilt, he stole an apple and secretly tossed it to the boy. But the boy, instead of keeping it, gave the precious apple to a frail old man. The man tried to help the boy with his labor, but he was powerless to do anything. In the camp, prisoners were treated like fighting cocks, forced to beat each other for the soldiers' entertainment. When a German officer pointed at the boy, the man immediately stepped in front of him, offering himself instead. The officer ordered another prisoner to beat him, but what he didn't know was that the man was once a boxing champion. The man skillfully dodged every punch, even causing the German officer himself to slip and fall. Enraged, the officer grabbed a shovel, ready to kill. But suddenly, another officer, a boxing enthusiast, appeared. Eager to fight, he challenged the man to a duel. At first, he was cocky, calling for the man to attack. But when he saw the prisoner calmly offer a fist bump in respect, he hesitated. The German swung with all his might, but kept missing. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't land a single punch. Finally, with one clean blow, the prisoner knocked the German officer flat to the ground.